Grand lights flicker, a seat is taken, and a silent stand reshapes history. What did Ibrahim Traoré teach the world by stepping aside? Stay until the end. This will stir your soul and spark your hope. June 18, 2025, the Global Diplomacy Forum in Geneva hums with gravitas. Delegates, heads of state, and media fill the hall, every seat a symbol of power. Captain Ibrahim Traoré enters quietly, his dark suit replacing his usual military uniform. His eyes scan the front row. Captain Traoré, Burkina Faso, beside world leaders and U.S. dignitaries. He sits, nods respectfully, hands folded. Then 2 security officers approach, earpieces buzzing. One leans in. "Sir, you'll need to give up this seat. Madame Michelle Obama is arriving late. It's hers now." Traoré's gaze meets theirs, unwavering. He stands, bows slightly, and steps aside. No protest, no scene, just a soldier's grace. Cameras catch it. A hush falls. 5 rows back, an African delegate records whispering, "This isn't right." Backstage, chaos erupts. Michelle Obama enters smiling, unaware of the switch. She takes the seat as whispers spread. A CNN mic catches a delegate. His name was on the chair. Why move him? A senior protocol officer's phone rings. "Who told him to move?" a voice demands. "He's a head of state. You displaced a president for PR?" The officer stammers. "The U.S. team said, you disrespected millions." The call cuts off. Messages flood in. Organizers scramble. Michelle, sensing tension, furrows her brow. Traoré, now in the 5th row, sits motionless, dignity intact. The air thickens. Something's wrong. 5 minutes later, the forum halts. A protocol manager steps up, face taut. "We're taking a brief intermission due to a protocol error. Security and floor staff report backstage immediately." Confusion ripples. Moderators fidget. Michelle whispers to an aide, unease growing. She's piecing it together. Traoré remains still, eyes forward, a quiet force. Backstage, voices clash. A journalist near the media box whispers, "They fired the entire staff." X and TikTok explode. Clips of Traoré's displacement hit 2.3 million views in minutes. Comments flood. He didn't flinch. Why are African leaders still disrespected? His grace is breaking me. A storm brews, but the real twist waits. The hall falls silent. African delegates exchange glances. Cameras linger on Traoré, hands folded, unshaken. Michelle glances back, their eyes meeting briefly. Her smile fades. She knows. In the hallway, staff argue behind closed doors. "You moved him." "We didn't think." The viral clip, posted by a South African journalist, captions, "A man of power, grace, patience, disrespected." A new nameplate appears beside Michelle. Captain Traoré, head of state. She leans to an aide. Was this a mistake? The aide, panicked, shows her the clip. "Oh no," she breathes. "We didn't know." Traoré, unmoved, watches the stage, his calm louder than any outburst. The moderator returns, voice shaky. "We resume with changes." The original staff is gone, replaced without explanation. A journalist whispers, "They were sacked." Michelle, visibly troubled, tells an aide, "I need to speak to him, now." In the crowd, Amaya, a 10-year-old Ghanaian delegate, cries softly. Pointing at Traoré, she whispers, "Why do they move our heroes?" The forum resumes with a speech on global unity, but eyes drift to Traoré. His sadness, barely visible, cuts deep. Michelle takes the podium, pauses, and diverges from her script. "I must acknowledge a man of courage, restraint, dignity. Captain Ibrahim Traoré." The room stiffens. "I'm sorry. I didn't know you were moved, but I saw the footage and it broke my heart. The world must do better." Traoré watches, expression steady. A fired staffer listening backstage mutters, "I didn't know who he was." The audience claps softly, hearts heavy. Traoré's silence isn't weakness. It's power forged in battles beyond Geneva's polished walls. A woman near the press whispers, He's teaching us what respect means. Backstage, the protocol director paces, phone ringing. Ambassador Diarra's voice is firm. Traoré is a symbol of hope for millions. Fix this. The director orders, suspend everyone involved. In the hall, whispers grow. Senegal's president murmurs, they moved him. How do we ignore this? On X, Soccerist Respect Traoré trends globally. His silence screams. This changes everything. Michel glances at Traoré again, their eyes meeting in a silent apology. The room feels electric. This is no ordinary forum. At the youth delegates' table, Amaya draws. Traoré beside an empty chair labeled Respect. The moderator notices, asking, Who's that? The man they moved, Amaya replies. She doesn't grasp politics but knows kindness. A cameraman snaps her sketch. Hours later, it's viral. In Burkina Faso, shop TVs and market phones replay the footage. An elder, tears falling, says, He didn't fight, he stood. At Traoré's residence, his chief of staff fields calls from leaders, elders, students. Is he okay? His former teacher, voice trembling, says, I saw my calm, kind student, even when the world wasn't. A U.S. senator posts on X, Dignity has no nationality. This was unacceptable. A French activist, Africa rises because of men like Traoré. Michelle, done with her keynote, pauses before leaving. May I say one last thing? She asks the moderator, who nods. I came to talk justice, but I can't leave pretending all's fine. Captain Traoré, what happened wasn't my values. Her voice cracks. We're so busy fixing the world, we forget who we hurt. She turns to staff. Put him back in his seat. Now. Silence stands. Traoré doesn't move. He whispers to a delegate. Let her finish. It's not the chair. It's what follows. Amaya tugs his sleeve, offering her drawing. You're my hero. His eyes glisten. He nods. You remind me why I'm here. That moment, man and child, will soon break millions' hearts. The clip of Traoré holding Amaya's drawing, tears forming, floods every platform. CNN posts, This is leadership. A British journalist, he raised our standards without a word. In Ouagadougou, schools hold assemblies. Children clap, some cry. A teacher says, This is respect, even when disrespected. Michelle exits quietly, reflective. The focus shifts to a truth. A chair was taken, but dignity was restored, without a shout. That evening, in his Geneva hotel, Traoré sits alone. Amaya's drawing rests against a glass. A cream envelope arrives, unsigned. You changed how we see Africa. Thank you. He tucks it into his jacket, the weight heavier than gold. The forum's investigation concludes. The protocol team is dismissed, not in anger, but for respect. A memo circulates. Equal treatment for all leaders, regardless of nation. Next morning, every seat is filled. Rumors swirl. Traoré will speak. He walks to the podium. No fanfare, just silence. Adjusting the mic, he says, Yesterday, I was asked to move from a seat with my name. I moved, not because I felt small, but because my value isn't in a chair. The room freezes. I'm here for Africans never invited to any table. Respect isn't titles. It's truth. Dignity shouldn't be fought for. It's owed. Tears fall. Heads bow. Applause lasts 2 minutes. Traoré nods and leaves, his silence louder than words. Backstage, Michelle waits, extending her hand. I don't deserve it, but I'd like to shake a true leader's hand. Traoré takes it. We're all learning. No cameras, just humanity. That evening, nations pledge reforms. Equal seating, dignity charters, youth programs inspired by Amaya's drawing, now framed in the dinner hall, captioned, Respect can't be moved. Leaders pause, hands on hearts. In Burkina Faso, Traoré receives an envelope from Ghana. Amaya's new drawing shows him seated at the front, her note reading, No one moved you. He cries, not from pain, but hope. The world saw, you don't need a throne to lead, just a heart to stand. If this moved you, like to honor dignity. Comment. What stirred you? Subscribe for stories of courage. Say, I stand with Traoré. Let's make this the year's biggest story.